Traders can trade agricultural futures that represent commodities such as cattle and grains such as corn or soybeans. The fundamental analyst reviews certain factors in determining the future price movements of these commodities. Supply is a primary driver of a commodity's price. Agricultural products have a unique production cycle. Most agricultural products are produced during a specific time of year, and the supply must last until the next production cycle. This is unlike other products that can be produced year-round. This creates a supply and demand cycle where the fundamental analyst is required to forecast not only an unknown supply in the future, but also future demand. The fundamental analyst will analyze the uncertainty surrounding supply as crop yields vary each cycle. Sometimes yields will be higher than expected and sometimes they will be lower. For most agricultural products, weather is the most important factor affecting supply and prices. Weather plays a role during the entire production cycle, influencing planting, growth, and harvesting. The fundamental analyst tracks the weather during each phase of the growing cycle, forming an opinion of how it affects yield. For example, if the weather during planting is too hot or too wet, then the seeds may not germinate properly. Yields may be lower than average for the acreage of crops that have been planted. Other factors that influence the price of agricultural futures include land use, government subsidies, as well as end uses. In addition to weather reports, fundamental analysts may utilize USDA crop reports in their analysis of crop yields and livestock reports. The Crop Progress Report will offer a countrywide assessment of how crops are progressing through the growing cycle and whether yields are predicted to be lower or higher than anticipated. A previous season's price and demand can also influence the crops that are planted in the following year. For example, a corn farmer might switch to soybeans if they believe they can earn a greater profit from growing that commodity. This can decrease supply and contribute to a price increase the following season as less corn is produced. Government subsidies are common in the agricultural market. The number of subsidies will change over time and can make one crop more advantageous to grow than another crop for the farmer. This means that there might be incentive for farmers to grow a different crop that might be more profitable for their operation, leading to less production of the non-subsidized crop, reducing supply and increasing prices. In addition to the primary use of a commodity, the fundamental analyst reviews secondary and other uses for the commodity to inform their forecast of price. The profitability of these extended uses may have the effect of shifting supply from one use to a more profitable use. For example, corn is eaten directly and in processed form, but it is also used as an input in the process of ethanol production. If the demand for ethanol increases and producers are paying higher prices for ethanol production, this will change the fundamentals of the corn market. Agricultural products are unique, as production is limited to certain times of the year. The products are perishable and need to be stored to match seasonal supply to demand that occurs year-round. The market is challenging with many moving parts. As such, the fundamental analyst will need to apply very specific models to make future price assumptions.